quite a few going on. We have some community and economic development going on where people are coming in and wanting to build not only housing, they're trying to build businesses. We got some multi-use businesses coming. We got single houses. We got a youth council now that's being put together. We also have a Veterans Affairs Committee that's being put together because we have quite a few vets there. We got Walk with the Mayor. It's so many things going on right now. I'm just trying to get everybody involved. I'm just trying to get them engaged in the city. And so we're moving forward. Well, that was done under emergency management. They said that the water department needed some work and it had to be fixed. Certain things had to be fixed on it. So they told us, well, the previous mayor, that it would only take 4 days. Well, now 4 days has turned into roughly 12 years, and the water department is still down. So it was partly the state. Well, that would be GLEWA, Great Lakes Water Authority, and that's a good question to ask the state of Michigan. The water department is regulated by the state, and so they haven't done it. I don't know why. I know they should be. That's another good question. A good question that, again, GLEWA has to answer. They need to put those meters under the ground in order to regulate the water. And what happens with that, after they do that, then they can justify how much water that we're using and sewage that we're using. And that way they're not just estimating and giving us, bills based on an estimate of how much they think that we're using. Well, the worst case scenario would be a levy that would be put on people's taxes, but we're not looking at that. We're making sure that doesn't happen. We want to make sure that the citizens do not have to end up without water or end up without their homes, and that's the goal of this administration. We want to make sure that everybody keeps their homes. Well, our water department has already started working on our lead lines, which has been ordered by the government for us to replace all of the lead lines in the city of Highland Park. And so that has started. Our goal is to get the state of Michigan to give us enough funds to get this done quickly so that we can move on to next, our water plant, and get that back up and running. But of course, we can't do that until we address all of the lead lines in the city. My administration is working hard to work with the state of Michigan as well as GLEWA to make sure that these things are done. We want to make sure that the city is returned back to our own water supply as quick as possible. As mayor, it is my job to make sure that we are working not only with the state, but with the water department to execute as quickly as possible our return back to our water. As far as the governor, I have not spoke to the governor face to face. She has sent in some advisors or people that work in her team, but I have not spoke to her at all. So I'm hoping that we can get a sit down soon. My state rep and state senator has been in the forefront and on the front line for Highland Park, trying to get a meeting set up with the governor so that we can continue the process of getting to where we need to get in order for our water to be restored, as well as this levy to not be hanging over the citizens' heads, because we know if citizens receive a levy, they're not going to be able to afford it, and they're not going to be able to afford their homes, which means they'll lose their homes. So I'm hoping that the governor will sit down with me, help us work out a plan to get this done. We need her in the mix. We need her. And she has been doing some things, but I have not spoke to her. Yes, there's plenty. We have a lot of resources that has come in and want to help us and help the citizens get their bills paid, to make sure that they have no past due bills or anything like that, or if they have a tax problem, and that they can get funding to help pay this stuff down, so that if anything was to happen, that they would still be able to afford their bills. We have Wayne Metro Community Action Agency that's lodged right here in the city of Highland Park. We also had Thaw, that is ran by Chantel Jenkins, who was a former city council member for the city of Detroit, come in and help get people's bills paid down. We do have arrangement programs with the city of Highland Park where you can go into the water department and sit down with them and let them help you with arrangements to keep your water on. With that being said, if you have not had a chance to go up to Wayne Metro and try to get on their resource program, their water program, or even call Thaw and get on their programs, please do, so that you will have a clean slate and don't have to worry about your bills being extreme. I need the citizens to start talking to their neighbors, talking to other citizens in the city about what is going on, and not the version of this is what we think, but the version of what is really happening. In order for the citizens to get involved and be active, they have to know what is happening with not only GLEWA, but the state of Michigan, as well as the city. We're working very hard to make sure that no levy will hit your taxes, and I really want our citizens to let other people know that. We need every voice, everybody, and every mind to come together and sit down and talk about how we can work together to let the governor know and let GLEWA know that Highland Park is here. We will not leave, we're not going anywhere, and we're gonna stay here and get our water system fixed. So if you have any questions for me or you want to contact City Hall, you can dial 313-252-0050 extension 240. Also, if you want to talk to me personally, you can come up to Dunkin' Donuts on the second Wednesday of every month, either at 10 a.m. or 5 p.m. for my coffee and conversation, and you can sit and talk to me about whatever questions you have. I would definitely do my best to answer them, and if I don't have the answer right away, I'll make sure that I get those answers for you. Or you can give me a direct email at gmcdonald@highlandparkmi.gov. I will respond to everyone's questions. Just give me enough time to do that. We have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround, and I'll make sure that I get back with you with your questions. I'm really happy to have this time to be able to address the citizens and address the questions that citizens have, because I really want them to know that the City of Highland Park is working very hard to make sure that GLEWA and the state of Michigan come together and help us solve this issue and not have it on your taxes, not have it on your water bills. We want to make sure that every single citizen, homeowner who pays a water bill, renter that pays a water bill, the businesses that pay water bills, I want to make sure that you all stay here and don't have to leave because of the water situation. No one should be losing their homes or their business when it relates to water. That is something that we can't have here because we need each and every one of you. Thanks for listening.